You're 31 years old, and you're finally doing the math you should have done at 22. It's not comfortable math. It's the kind you do at midnight with a spreadsheet open and a sinking feeling in your chest. You're adding up what your 20s actually cost you, not just the money, but the time, the missed compounding, the Roth IRA contributions you left on the table, the years your money could have been growing while you weren't paying attention. You've read the articles. A person who invests $5,000 a year from age 22 to 30 and then stops will often have more at 65 than someone who starts at 30 and invests $5,000 every single year. You understand the math. You just wish you didn't have to carry it. This is where you start, not at zero, but with the weight of knowing exactly what you missed. Let's be honest about what your 20s actually cost you. You earned money, maybe not a lot at first, then more. You spent most of it. Not on anything dramatic, that's the part that hurts. It went on slightly nicer apartments, restaurants that felt normal at the time, weekends that were fun but left nothing behind, subscriptions you forgot about, and convenience in small amounts every single day for years. The average American in their 20s saves between 2% and 5% of their income. You were probably in that range, maybe below it. Now you're 31 with almost nothing meaningfully invested, and the regret has a dollar amount attached to it. Here's the first thing you need to hear. This is recoverable. Not comfortably, not without real changes, but recoverable. The machine is still available. It still opens every morning. You just have to actually show up this time. Something shifts in your early 30s that didn't happen in your 20s. The consequences of financial decisions stop being theoretical. At 24, retirement felt like a concept. 40 years away, too distant to feel real. 31, it's maybe 30 years away, and it's starting to feel like it belongs to you. You've watched parents navigate their 60s. You've had medical bills. You've seen friends get laid off and struggle. The urgency arrives. That's the gift your 30s give you. Not more knowledge, you had access to the same knowledge at 22. It's the felt sense that time is not infinite and that doing nothing is also a decision with real consequences. Use that feeling. Let it be fuel, not something you try to manage away. Let's say you're 31 right now. You have $4,200 in savings, $7,800 sitting in an old 401k you haven't touched, and $6,100 in credit card debt. Your take-home pay is $3,900 a month. This is the inventory. In the first month, you make 3 decisions. You roll over that old 401k into an IRA you actually control. You commit $400 a month toward the highest interest credit card. You set up an automatic transfer of $200 a month into your IRA the day after your paycheck hits before you can spend it. $200 a month feels small. It is small. But the point isn't the amount right now. The point is building the habit and turning on the machine. The first year is the debt year. You pay off most of the credit card debt. You build a real emergency fund. You put money into retirement accounts consistently. You don't get rich, you build a floor. A floor is what stops you from falling further. In month 14, you pay off the last credit card. That $127 you were throwing away in interest every month now belongs to the machine. You redirect it immediately. Your income grows. You negotiate a raise. Your take-home becomes $4,600 a month. You don't let your lifestyle expand with it. Most of the extra money goes straight into investing. By 35, 4 years of consistent building from a negative starting point, here's what it can look like, assuming a realistic 7% average annual return. Retirement accounts, $38,000. Brokerage account, $19,000. Emergency fund, $22,000, fully funded. Net worth, real and growing. You're not wealthy, you're stable, you're building, and you're pointed in the right direction. Around 33 or 34, the comparison problem shows up. You have a friend who started their Roth IRA at 23 and now has $94,000 in it at 35. You have $38,000. The gap is real. This is a trap specifically designed for people who start late. It takes the momentum you've built and tries to reframe it as failure. The gap exists. You built something anyway. Both things are true. You're not racing your friend. You're racing the version of yourself that keeps doing nothing. Here's what nobody talks about enough. You are actually better at this in your 30s than you would have been at 22. Not because you're smarter, because you're more specific. You felt real financial stress. You understand what your life actually costs. You make better decisions under pressure. You're less likely to panic sell. You're more likely to negotiate and protect what matters. The person who starts at 31 is not a slower version of the person who started at 22. They're a different kind of investor, more calibrated, more disciplined, and less susceptible to hype. Your income is also higher now than it was at 22. The power of starting later is that your earning capacity has grown. The job is to throw that earning capacity at the time problem as aggressively as possible. You are 45 now. 14 years of building from a standing start at 31. You've been consistent, not perfect, but consistent. You lived through market drops and kept contributing. Your retirement accounts hold around $340,000. Your brokerage has $87,000. You own a home with real equity. Your net worth is over $500,000. Your income is $118,000. You're on track to retire at 62 with enough. Not lavishly, but genuinely enough. At 31, you couldn't have said that sentence. Here's the honest truth without softening. You will not have what you would have had if you started at 22. That's a real, permanent cost. But you will have something real, something you built from a full stop with the knowledge of what it cost, and with the discipline of someone who decided the hard way was still a way. The machine doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care where you've been. It opens every morning and takes whoever shows up. You've spent enough mornings not showing up. Tomorrow is a different decision. If this video hit you in the chest or gave you clarity about where you are, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below. How old were you when you finally started taking your finances seriously? Be honest. You still have time. But the version of you who starts today will always be younger than the version who waits until next year. I'll see you in the next one.